say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. I am Adrienne Goldman, principal of Clarksville High School. I am proud to welcome you to the commencement exercises for the 63rd graduating class of Clarksville High School. While we cannot gather in the Clarksville High School gym tonight, we are excited to be able to honor our graduates virtually and still celebrate together in spirit. Even though the 2019-20 school year took a bit of an unusual turn, our generals rose to the occasion and completed all that was asked of them to earn their status as Clarksville High School graduates. This speaks to the dedication and resilience of our Clarksville students, parents, and community, and the support we provide to each other. We would like to take a moment to recognize a few groups of people who have supported the class of 2020 along the way. We will begin with our Clarksville Community School Board of Trustees and Superintendent. Mr. Bill Wilson, President of our school board, Mr. Justin Hansford, Vice President, Mrs. April Hauber, Secretary, Ms. Lynn Wilson, Member, Mrs. Teresa Cummings, Member, and Mrs. Tina Bennett, Superintendent of Schools. We'd also like to recognize our administrative team. Dr. Brian Allred, Director of Renaissance Academy, Mr. Matt Pate, Assistant Principal of Clarksville High School, and Mrs. Christine Allred, Director of Counseling. In addition, we would like to thank all of our faculty and administration of all Clarksville schools. From kindergarten to 12th grade, this group of outstanding professionals have spent countless hours committed to providing an educational foundation and preparatory program for the candidates who make up this class of 2020. And last but certainly not least, our class of 2020 parents, grandparents, and guardians. You have waited for this moment for the last 17, 18, even 19 years. Some of the paths were paved and had little resistance. Other paths held nothing but resistance. No matter the path, your love and support for your graduate has led them to this day. Thank you. Thank you for trusting us with your student, and thank you for the support you have provided to our Clarksville community. Finally, thank you for everything you have done over the last 8 weeks to encourage your graduate to persevere and finish this unusual situation strong. Now I would like to recognize 3 young women and 2 young men who have the distinction of holding the 2 highest academic honors of their class. The salutatorian is the 2nd highest ranked student academically in the class. This year's salutatorian for Clarksville High School is Tara Tinsley. And for Renaissance Academy, we recognize Reese Hughes. The valedictorian is the highest academic honor a student can receive. This year's Clarksville High School valedictorian is Haley White. And for Renaissance Academy, we recognize Iana Groffel as valedictorian. We would like to also recognize one individual who earned a place of distinction in their class, not only by graduating in 3 years, but also by earning the distinction of the top student in their class. From Renaissance Academy, Elliot Helwig has earned the valedictorian distinction. As we continue, I would like to recognize the honor graduates for the class of 2020. Honor graduates are selected based on their overall GPA, and they must have earned the Core 40 with Academic Honors Diploma or the Core 40 with Technical Honors Diploma. These individuals are wearing a special gold cord. Haley White, Iana Groffel, Elliot Helwig, Tara Tinsley, Reese Hughes, Ani Brown, Trinity Hennig, Emily Curd, Zoe Duggan, Hannah Pirtle, Sydney Atkins, Mateo Watts, Webster Walls, Robert Cummings, Muhammad Alam, Zoe Ferguson, Rihanna Nevins, Mackenzie Spalding, and Carson Butner. Congratulations to this elite group of honor graduates. Students with blue stoles are members of the National Honor Society. Students with gray and purple cords are members of the National Technical Honor Society, and students who earn the Governor's Worth Ethics certification are wearing white cords.
Hello, I'm Brian Allred, Director at Renaissance Academy. I have the pleasure of introducing our salutatorian and valedictorian speeches to you today. At this time, we would like to introduce our salutatorians to give their speeches. Our first salutatorian recognized today with a speech will be Ms. Tara Tinsley from Clarksville High School.
Good evening. It's my honor to be able to speak for everyone today. It is a bittersweet feeling to be standing on a stage in a gym that is practically empty. While I wish I was able to stand in front of my peers and our friends and family, we are met with a truly unique time to graduate. In the midst of a pandemic, it's been eye-opening how much we truly rely on those around us for support and help. Ending not only the school year, but our high school careers at such a strange time was a huge challenge. But I also believe it is an event that has drawn us all closer together. As the world came to a collective panic, we were made to push through. Despite dire circumstances, we all still had a collective goal to show the world we could make it no matter what was thrown at us. As we all individually cross this stage today, it is proof to how headstrong we stand as a class. It is hard to not often reminisce on the days before we knew these events were to transpire. We were born into a time where the world was recovering from a terrorist attack. In elementary school, we were the class that watched as whiteboards turned into smartboards and as the world advanced technologically. In middle school, we were the class that witnessed violence and mass shootings become more common within school. Despite all of this, we still had great experiences in middle school, like Kona ice parties and trips to Kentucky Kingdom. Freshman year was excitingly terrifying. You enter knowing this is it, the last 4 years of our K-12 journey. We all get told to start looking into colleges and careers, but that all feels so far away that we don't bother. The seniors seem so wise and ready for the future, and it looks so easy. Standing here now, I know that's far from the truth. Sophomore year, school gets harder, and we all are ready to be done and out living our lives. We dream of graduation, the celebrations, and pursuing our dreams, whatever those may be. Junior year is when the stress of figuring out our lives truly hits like a freight train. We are taking SATs, studying, and working hard to find our passion, those things that we want to do for the rest of our lives. It is still exciting, and it still feels so far away, but it is close enough to be equally as terrifying. Senior year. We walk into the doors knowing it is our first day of our high school career. The days go by so slow while they're happening, but one day you blink and realize you're mere weeks away from graduating. We are planning, rushing to get everything done, and preparing for the final moments of being in high school. But this year, it was different. All was cut short. We had to transition to e-learning, and we continue to work hard while mourning those final moments that we have dreamt of. There are days I wish things were different, days that I wish I was a junior or even that I graduated early. But overall, I come to the same conclusion that all our class has lived through has made us strong. Despite these hard times, we have watched each other grow up. We have lived through many complicated times, but each has given us knowledge to better our future selves and to grow into mature adults that our childhood selves would look up to. Like Dr. Seuss once said, "Don't cry because it's over, but smile because it happened." It is easy to wish away the circumstances that we are in, but I encourage us all to not pity the present, but to know that due to this, we will be stronger in the future. Our class will be in the history books, and we will leave these halls for the last time today, knowing that we are the class that was quarantined. We have learned to have strength in times of tragedy, and we have learned to have each other's backs in a time that we needed it the most. With that, I would like to thank my family, my parents and grandparents for raising me to be strong, chase my dreams, and to believe in myself, for giving me my good work ethic and always having my back. My sister for being my motivator to be a role model, and my friends and family for never letting me give up. I wouldn't be where I am without any of you. I would like to thank our teachers for being so patient and understanding and for always being willing to lend a helping hand in any circumstance. We are grateful for each and every one of you, as you have helped us in countless ways. I want to thank the staff for working hard to make sure we had all we needed during these times. Whether it be food, paperwork, or a makeshift graduation, you have always pulled through. I know we all appreciate how hard you work to make sure we are okay. I want to thank everyone's friends and family for being understanding of our grief as we process the loss of this large milestone, and for all the support they gave through posts, signs, and many parades. We are all thankful for all you've done to make the loss of our final moments bearable. Finally, I would like to thank my classmates, all for making the past not 4, but 12 years of time that was unforgettable. No matter where we are in life, I know we all have one thing in common. We stood strong together as the class of 2020 while the world was falling apart. Thank you.
Our next salutatorian delivering an address today will be Mr. Reese Hughes from Renaissance Academy.
For this speech, I didn't know whether I wanted to make anybody laugh or cry. Since I think I'm good at multitasking, I decided to do both. Due to unforeseen circumstances, this isn't the type of crowd I expected tonight, but it'll have to do. All jokes aside, high school was an experience I'm sure none of us will forget. While many of you may see it as something that you have to do for 8 hours a day, you can't deny the friendships, memories, and overall experience that it has given us. Throughout high school, I've met some people who have changed my life forever. I've met teachers who inspired me to be a better person and work the hardest I can, and I've met friends who have just overall made my life better. I've learned things throughout these 4 years that will stick with me forever, and I forgot things as soon as I walked out the door of class that day. There are great memories I made with all of you in the class of 2020, and my favorite has to be the first win that we got this past football season. It just meant a lot for me, and I'll remember that day forever. And I'll never forget everybody in the student section running out on the field, and it was just an overall experience of euphoria I'll probably never forget. So fellow seniors, what I'd like to say to you as we're moving on to a new chapter of our lives, be smart with it. All of you are going to do great things. I know you will. I've known some of you the past 14 years, I've known some of you the past 4 years, and I've known some of you the past few months. Some of you will go on to be celebrities, doctors, pilots, athletes, musicians, surgeons, doctors, you name it. The possibilities for what you can do are endless. So through life, however, you're gonna have people try to tell you what you can and can't do. Don't listen to them. Only you can limit yourself. Only you truly know what's best for you. No matter what you do or what you believe in, you have a purpose. You will succeed and you will be the best person you can be. If you believe in yourself, you can do anything you put your mind to. Life can be hard sometimes, but there's always a light in the end of that dark tunnel. And as I like to conclude this speech, I'd like to thank my mom and all the other parents that inspired me throughout high school. All the teachers and administration, thank you for all being here for me. I'll never forget anybody in the class of 2020. And if you ever need me, you know where to find me. I'll be at Kroger. And before you ask, no, we don't have toilet paper. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for being the greatest graduating class I could ever ask for. I could not have done this without all of you.
Standing here, I see the river rushing by in my life. I have so many questions why. Oh, where my beginning, where my end? Tell me now, my friend. You are there, and yet you constantly move on. Can I learn, like you, to find where I belong? Oh, where will my path lead? Will I know? Tell me when to go. Life is always motion, my journey to the ocean, a sudden bend, but straight again. Then I am joined by others, my sisters and my brothers, who strengthen me toward the sea where I find joy in my journey's end. In the evening of my life, I hope and pray I'll remember the banks that I touched along the way and be thankful to reach the open sea. May it welcome me.
We would now like to hear from our valedictorians. Our first valedictory address will be from Ms. Haley White of Clarksville High School.
Hello and welcome to the Class of 2020 virtual graduation. This year may look a little different, but this is still our special day. I would first like to thank my parents and friends for always supporting me along this journey, and for my teachers, coaches, and staff members for doing their best to prepare me for my future. Throughout all 12 years, every educator has taught me a lesson that I will never forget. Most of all, I would like to thank my classmates. It has been a long 4 years, but I will always remember all the experiences and memories that have brought us here today. As a class, we have learned a lot over high school, such as how to write an essay in MLA format, how to solve an equation using the Pythagorean theorem, and how to memorize a periodic table. And although this knowledge may or may not be valuable as we go forward in life, I think the most important thing that we have learned over the past 4 years is how much of a family we have created. No matter what your passion was throughout high school, whether it was focusing on academics, sports, extracurriculars, performing arts, or anything else, we have all created a support system for each other that can never be broken. Growing up in the Clarksville Community School District since kindergarten, I have had the opportunity to spend the last 12 years with many of you. Some of us have only known each other 8, 4, or even 1, but our small school system has allowed me to get to know all of you, and even if we weren't the closest friends, I will always remember you as a classmate. Being a cheerleader for the past 4 years, I have gotten a different perspective on our school spirit. Getting to see everybody come together at football and basketball games to support their classmates has shown how supportive our class can really be. No matter how small our student section may seem to other schools, our love and support has always shined through. We are not just cheering for random students, but we are cheering for our best friends, our siblings, and our classmates that we talk to every day. This year is special for us because we got the opportunity to break the football losing streak with many of our seniors on the team. This was a big moment for the whole school, but especially the seniors, because it was our first home game of the season. And although winning isn't everything, it was so amazing to see the amount of support from the community and the rest of the school that followed the big win. Another important aspect of our high school journey was all the extracurriculars that we got to participate in. From student council to National Honor Society to Medal Club or even gardening club, there was truly something for everybody. No matter how big or small each club may have been, we have created lasting bonds over specific interests that will have a lasting impact on our lives. I have had the opportunity to be involved in many community service-based organizations and have found one of my passions throughout my involvement in these clubs. After all the early mornings and late nights, we are finally graduates. Soon we will all be pursuing whatever our future holds, whether it is going into the workforce, to college, the military, or something else. We will all walk away today as a family. I wish you all the greatest success in whatever you decide to pursue. It saddens me that our senior year got cut short due to unusual circumstances, but we have persevered through this tough time together. We worked extremely hard for the last 12 years and waited for this moment to finally come. And although we might have not gotten to listen to the last bell ring, close our lockers for the last time, or walk through the halls we grew up in, we still deserve every bit of recognition. And to the Clarksville Community School District, I would like to thank you all for letting us walk across the stage today to make our senior year feel complete as possible. I'm so grateful for the past 4 years as a CHS student and will always remember the opportunities I was presented with. And to the class of 2020, I would like to leave you with this quote from Carl Bard that says, "Although no one may go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending." Remember this as we all move forward to the next chapter of our lives and never forget where you came from. Thank you.
Our next valedictory address will be from Miss Iana Groffel from Renaissance Academy.
Good evening. I want to give a big congratulations to everyone, including myself, for being here today. First of all, I want to thank God for giving me the strength and blessing me through all these years. It's given me courage to face any setbacks I encounter fearlessly. 4 years full of hard work and efforts, we finally made it. Despite all the odds that we are facing right now, we still managed to graduate. Although in such an unusual way, I'm thanking Clarksville Community School Corporation for making this happen and allowing us to walk on stage. To all the teachers, staff, counselors, coaches, and everyone at Clarksville Community Schools, I truly appreciate everything that you've done for us. Without all of you, it would be impossible for me and for the whole class of 2020 to walk on this stage. Thank you for all of your hard work and patience, for helping me reach the optimum of my abilities, and for giving us constant knowledge in both academic and real life. Your thoughtful actions will always be remembered. To our friends and families, words cannot express how your support means so much not only to me, but for my fellow graduates as well. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for constantly encouraging us to be a better person. Thank you for all of your prayers and good wishes. Thank you for believing in us and everything that we're capable of doing, whether it might be sports, academics, and other extracurricular activities. And also for having faith in us when we started to doubt ourselves. And of course, to all the class of 2020 at both Clarksville High School and Renaissance Academy, it is my great pleasure to be with every single one of you from start to finish. It is nice to witness everyone's growth and hard work pay off. We became each other's support system when times got rough. We supported and cheered on each other, but now it's time for us to part ways. Hopefully, we will still use the valuable lessons in life that we learned while in high school. This day is not the end, rather, this is the start of something new. On this day, we're officially done with a chapter of our lives. It is now the time to find a new adventure, to broaden our horizons, and to continue finding and pursuing our passions. There are lots of great adventures and opportunities that are waiting for us. In our 4 years of being together, I just know that whichever paths we cross, all of us are going to be successful. And that's having the pride of the generals. The opportunity to achieve greatness is within our grasp. It doesn't matter how hard it might be to achieve your goals. It doesn't matter as long as you persevere and put dedication in whatever you're doing. I am certain that you can be whatever you want to be. During all of these years we had as high school students, we all made some failures and mistakes. As Charles Dickens put it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. High school is not always full of rainbow and sunshine. Like any sports that we played, we all experienced winning and losing. However, no matter how many times we stumbled down and even the thought of giving up crossed our minds, we found a way to get back on our feet, stronger than ever. And that's the reason why we're all here today, still striving and thriving. We did not let any hindrances we faced to stop us when it comes to achieving our goals. At the end of the day, our time here as senior class will not be remembered by status, grades, popularity, likes, and favorites, but by the memories and the relationship we built for the past 4 years. It doesn't matter how many likes you have, how many friends you have, and what your highest grades are. What matters the most is the bond that was formed and how we all treated one another. If there's anything you take from today, I hope that you all continue to push forward towards your goals. That no matter how hard the circumstances you might face, how many times you fall, always keep in mind that you can do anything if you put your mind and heart to it. Rather than quitting, learn how to fight. Go out there and explore new possibilities. Don't be afraid to try something out of your comfort zone. Class of 2020, it's been a roller coaster ride with you. I am deeply grateful for all the memories and laughter we had and will cherish those forever. I must say that it was such an honor to be a part of Class of 2020. I wish every single one of you the very best, and may you find what your heart truly desires. Thank you.
Iana Groffel. Haley Renee White. Elliot Christopher Helwig. Reese Garland Hughes. Tara Nicole Tinsley. Ani Elizabeth Brown. Trinity James Henning. Emily Nicole Curd. Zoe Irene Duggan. Sydney Marie Atkins. Hannah Nicole Purtle. Webster Stephen Walls. Matea Desiree Watts. Muhammad Waleed Alam. Robert Lee Cummings III. Zoe Lynn Ferguson. Rihanna D. Nevins. Carson Bo Butner. Mackenzie Lee Spalding. Brianna Danielle Abel. Savannah Hope Amato. Clayton Raphael Aranda. Daniel Dakota Bartley. Weston Cole Blind. Brian Christopher Bodenbender. Jasmine Rain Borden. Antonia Ziane Brown. Shaylin Marie Bruner. Maria Crystal Carrillo Mancera. Riley Matthew Carroll. Kaylee Michelle Champion. Neftali Alejandra Chavez. Michael Edwin Carl Clark. Mariah Tori Claudio. Sean Ryan Cox. Anastasia Lorene Cole. Kirsten Ann Cummings. Grady Bryce Cunningham. Damian Joel Davis. William Evan Davis. Christopher Alexander Diaz. Christopher Matthew Elbert. James Michael Fettinger. Jordan Lene Fowler. Kiera Alexis Marie Green. William Andrew Groves. Madeline Ray Hamilton. Nicolette Brianne Hatfield. Sandra Hernandez. Claudia Hernandez Chaveria. Richard Horton III. Jade Madison Hurley. Malik James Jackson. Ronald Jason Jarnigan. Alize Maria Jones. Sakaya Nicole King. Zachary Tyler Leonard. Michael Paul Leonhardt. Trinity Dawn Lennick. Shelton Wayne Lyons. Charlie Alexis Page Masingo. Leah Marie Grace Masterson. Joshua Michael Matherly. Lillian Grace Maiden Copus. Maria Susanna Minjavar Nataran. Davana Raynell Miles Brown. Francisco Jesus Morales. Lane Elizabeth Moreland. Madison Haley Morris. Trenton Murphy. Michael William Myers. Tyler James Newsom. Tanner Elizabeth Page Barnett. Logan Michael Palmer. Gabriel Joseph Petrie. Coey Quarles. Keisha Lynn Rashi. Jonna Renee Ryder. Jeremiah Lynn Richard. Marcos Sandoval. Christian Segovia. Grace Ann Seward. Benjamin Warren Simpson. Samuel Soto Mendoza. Connor Logan Sowers. Austin Anthony Michael Spinella. Sydney Grace Stewart. Dakota Presley Trafford. Tyler James Van Winkle. Cody Alexander Vega. Shane Michael Waddell. Devin Brooke Weathers. Abigail Lillian Faith Whitson. Kayla Rayanne Zula Yates.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2020. Superintendent Bennett and members of the board, as principal of Clarksville High School, it is my pleasure to present these candidates to you and certify they have met all of the requirements prescribed by the laws of the state of Indiana and the policies of Clarksville Community Schools. These young men and women receiving a diploma can now be called graduates, and they will proudly take their place with the thousands of previous graduates of Clarksville High School. And now, please welcome Mrs. Judy Tyler, CHS class of 1975. She will be inducting the class of 2020 into the Clarksville High School Alumni Association.
Hello, graduates, family, and friends. I am Judy Tyler and a Clarksville High School graduate of the class of 1975. I'm a proud member of the Clarksville High School Alumni Association. The Clarksville High School Alumni Association is an organization dedicated to supporting the educational mission of our school, the continued fellowship and contributions to the school community. Today, you, the class of 2020, join over 7,000 graduates who have come before you in the previous 62 graduating classes. It is my privilege to formally induct each of you into the Clarksville High School Alumni Association. Your first year of membership is compliments of your association. We encourage each of you to become an active member so you can support your school through the activities of the Alumni Association. Because no matter what each of you do in the future, be it college, military, work, or what each of you want to do with life after high school graduation. Each of you will always have a home here at Clarksville High School. And always remember, old generals never die, they just become alumni. Congratulations, class of 2020.
This is another part of consulting.
Yes, it is.